fast.
AI Impact.
In World Championships history, Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the fastest man in the world?
That's very simple. It's Usain Bolt. He is the fastest runner on the planet, setting the world record for the shortest 100 meters sprint time of 9.58 seconds.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula 1, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hall, 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on iMpact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews, just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Sports Hub for all the updates and analysis.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Hello there, you're welcome to Sports Up Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Gentlemen and the ladies, most especially sports fans, I'm welcoming you to the last edition of the show for the month of April, year 2025. Today is Saturday, the 26th day in the month of April. Super duper grateful to God for the gift of life and for keeping us down to this very minute. I'm right here to preach the gospel sports to you for 60 minutes. We'll talk about all of the in-swingers, all of the lancer passes, talk about the slams and the dunks as well. I'll talk about everything that has to do with the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Yes, look like it's going to be a celebration weekend across Europe, especially we start from the home front in the Nigerian Premier Football League, because yes, it can happen right there in Ikenne this weekend, and you take it in the English Premier League, might be at that particular time for Liverpool as well to win their second trophy in less than 5 years. Talk about English Premier League, yeah, because definitely they have the chance to do it against Tottenham Hotspur. Why for Remo Stars, they will also be looking to clinch onto that particular trophy that has been elusive leading them for the past 5 years. Of course, no Southwest team in the Nigerian Premier Football League has won the NPFL in over 25 years. So yes, maybe this is just the right time for them to do it. And it's not just going to happen, but then Rivers United slumped, to that particular loss 2-0. It ended against Kano Pillars right there in Kano yesterday, giving Remo Stars the edge they need to go on and clinch the EPFL trophy this season. We'll talk about the Spanish La Liga, especially the Copa del Rey, that particular final that has been much talked about right now by a lot of football enthusiasts. Yes, it's going to be going down, and then a lot of talks is going down about that particular game, whether or not they are going to go on with it. A couple of talks about refereeing, and what of you in the Spanish La Liga, even the La Liga authority have also come out to say, okay, you know what, we are going to play this particular one down, but guys, we don't want this type of talk. They are bringing our precious league into disrepute. We look forward to see whether or not Real Madrid will go on with their threat of saying they are not going to honor that particular final later this evening. And for Carlo Ancelotti, he is believing that if his boys are ever going to say that they have a successful season, then it's going to start from tonight. They win the Copa del Rey tonight, and then they play the second leg of the El Clasico that will also be played come next week. So yes, 2 big fixtures for Real Madrid in succession, and hopefully they get the job done, making sure that they also have a stellar season that they are looking to have. Well, the Spanish La Liga is still within reach of them, because definitely they are sitting pretty in a good position to win the La Liga, but then this is another trophy that they will not want to lose their hands on. Just imagine they've lost out in the UEFA Champions League. So yes, they want to take solace in the remaining 2 trophies that they can get their hands on. We're away from the Spanish La Liga. We'll talk about the French Ligue 1, where Paris Saint-Germain finally tasted defeat for the first time this season, and it happened right there at their backyard. OGC Nice, another team that is looking to make their mark and also get into the UEFA Champions League spot in the French Ligue 1. They were the ones who did the spoils against Paris Saint-Germain last night. 3-1. That was the scoreline, and of course, they were able to make sure that Paris Saint-Germain did not go through this season unscathed in the French Ligue 1. So many more talks on the show this afternoon, I beg your pardon, because definitely we'll go into the world of basketball and the NBA playoffs. We're getting into the game series 3 already, and of course, a couple of, some games are tied, some we can already tell where it's going to end. Maybe it's just going to be a best of 5, or maybe we'll be seeing as long as it's going to take us. So yes, I'll be bringing you update from that particular one. In the world of tennis as well, a couple of dates are coming through from the Madrid Open. Right there, the likes of Emma Raducanu are already out in the first round. By the way, more updates on the show for you this evening. What am I calling evening, by the way? It's just some 13 minutes on the flip side of 2. I beg your pardon, guys, but then it is what it is. Don't forget you can be part of the show this afternoon. Join me right there on our YouTube channel at iImpact 102.1 FM, right there on YouTube, iImpact 102.1 FM. You can as well be a part of the show. I'd like to get interactive with you on the show this afternoon. 0704-425-2109. Call me up. I'd like to hear your voice, and you can drop me your message on WhatsApp, maybe a regular text message, 0907-224-5018. Let's rock and rumble together on the show. Sports Option 9 Radio 102.1 FM. You're wondering, Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on the show. I take this script, brother. When I'm back, we get the show on the road. Don't cheat on me.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM.
For more information, call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself. For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Oh, what a feeling. Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons we are the champions. There ain't no turning back. Saying, oh, can't you taste the feeling? Saying, oh, we all together singing. Look how far we.
It's still the Sports Talk Show right here on Ipa Radio 102.1 FM. You're tuning in for the very first time. You're welcome aboard this exciting flight. We serve this package on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. On Fridays, 5 to 6 p.m. And on Saturdays like this, we do 2 to 3 p.m. on our banter, on our views, reviews, and all of the interviews just the way you like it. During your weekdays, that's Monday through to Fridays, we serve your early morning sport tonic where we get to tiptoe through all of the major stories that are making the headlines. 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10. Going straight into the stories this afternoon, we start with us coming through from the home front and in the world of athletics, where world record holder in the women's 110 meter hurdles, Tobiloba Amuson, will be competing in the season's opener of this year's Diamond League in Xiamen, China. Today, this is going to be marking her first race in the hurdles since crashing out of the Paris Olympics last year, August. Amuson was confirmed as one of the entrants for the Xiamen Diamond League just last week. The three-time Diamond League winner has also had the low light of the tracks and then definitely returned for the first race of the season in the 100 meters last month, running a season's best of 11.28 seconds to win the Velocity Fest 16 in Kingston, Jamaica. She also worked the likes of his Bolt coach Glenn Mills during the off-season, sending signals of a strong comeback after that disappointing end to last season. In the world of athletics, the lineup for this particular Diamond League includes the likes of Desmond Charlton of the Bahamas. You also have the world indoor record holder in the 60-meter hurdles and ranked 7th globally. That's reigning world champion Daniel Williams of Jamaica, and top American contenders, the likes of Grace Stark, who has a world leading time of 12.51 seconds this year. There's Tony Marshall, there's Nia Ali, there's former Olympic champion Camacho Quinn holding the meeting record with a time of 12.45 seconds, which was from last year. So yes, we look forward to see Tobiloba Amuson on the track once again in the Diamond League in Xiamen. Our first one since August last year. Well, a lot of our fans definitely will be looking forward to this one because seems a lot of athletes enthusiasts have missed the name Toby expressed on their lips. It's been a long time coming here, but then that is just the beauty of sport. Sometimes it does not go the way you've planned it to go on. Still more thoughts coming through from athletics on the show this afternoon, because definitely you also talk about Nigerian athletes who are also making the country proud everywhere you turn to. I mean, it is not just about talking football, because it's not just football that Nigerian athletes take part in. So yes, let's go straight into the world of table tennis, where Nigerian table tennis star has now opened up about the financial struggles that has been impacting his career. We're talking about one man now, Taiwo Mati, who has revealed that financial challenges are hindering his progress on the international stage. I mean, sometimes, well, it's just the odds of life. It does not come in favor of everyone at every given time, especially if you're an up and, I don't want to say up, fast rising. Yeah, I think fast rising should be the right word to use right now. The 20-year-old athlete expressed optimism despite a series of defeats in the men's singles category, which dates back to the WTT contender Muscat last year, January. All right, guys. Right now, I like us to do something because this is one particular word I like us to, we're not going to flog it that much, but of course, we're going to talk about it together right here this afternoon. Well, you got the regular back in the studio this afternoon, and guys, join me as we welcome Warit back to the Sports Hub show. Warit, good afternoon.
Absolutely, it's actually nice to be back with you. Absolute pleasure. It has been long. I think the last time I came here was 3 weeks ago. So
yeah, it's been 3 weeks now.
It's good to join you once again on the show because there are a lot of sporting activities that are going on currently, and you're already seeing about the likes of Toby Amusa and also the table tennis athletes you were talking about. But this is what we love about sport, the beauty of sport. There are always new updates, new news that is popping up, and we are here to deliver that to you.
All right, we are here to deliver that to you. Quickly, let me take us back. Just like emphasized, Toby will be back on track. And for a lot of our fans, it's been a lot of calls like, what's happening? Where have you been? We last saw you on the track last year, August. I mean, if you add like 2 or 3 months to it now, we'll be making a calendar year that she's last been on the track. Should we say that the old Iggy Aga or the old saga with the weather from last year is what she she handled it so well at that particular time, but she would say it is what actually possibly got to her just after the Olympic Games, or what do you think?
That can also play a part because psychologically she might not be actually ready to go into most of this event. And I think that the last time she ran a race or so, she got to the final and she ended up 6th after a wonderful outing in the World Athletics Championship where she broke a record. But since that time, we haven't seen a lot of. And she can't. You see, most of these athletes fall under. A perfect example is Naomi Osaka, who after she said she mentally she wasn't alright, she had to go out for a long period of time. After some period, she got pregnant. That also play part in her role of being out. And I think that Toby Amuso, she's the one to determine when she's able to run, because this is not a team sport. This is an individual sport. It's when an individual feels that he's alright mentally, physically, and any health issues that she doesn't have, that's when she can dictate that when she will come for a particular event. And I hope she's okay, because we are expecting her. Because Toby Amuso, the last 2 years, has been one exceptional talent that we Nigerians have been kind of putting. She has put us in the map, in the global map, and now she is our only hope when it comes to events like this. And a lot of people expect lots from mom, and hopefully she's mentally ready and she's in the perfect condition. Anytime she's ready and she feels alright, she can actually go for any of this competition. Anytime
she's ready and she feels alright. Well, I think the last thing, just like I mentioned earlier, was when she changed her management. Yes, definitely, she's now been coached by the same person who coached Usain Bolt at the time in his own career. So, and away from that, right now, we skedaddle straight to Europe. This time around, we'll talk about one sport that I know you love so much, and that's going to be about basketball. Right now, I mean, the NBA playoff series, we've been seeing a couple of back and forth, some whitewashing from some teams. So earlier this morning, there was the game between the Boston Celtics and also in the Eastern Conference where they won 95-93. Jason Tatum, he returned for the Bostons after missing game 2 with a bruised wrist, and also led the team with 36 points and 9 rebounds. Does this feel like okay? I think it's now tied here against the Orlando Magic.
It's 2-1 in favor of
Boston. Is now 2-1, heading into the game 4 of the series. So does it look like Boston might just be running away with this one this time around?
I think it's looking like that, because one thing about you be seeded higher, your first 2 games you have an home advantage. You play your first 2 games at home, and which the Boston Celtics took advantage of by winning the first 2 games, and now the 3rd game ended in favor of the Orlando Magic. And I was expecting this kind of game because it was kind of close in the first and second game, and the 3rd game, since the Orlando Magic are going to be playing at home, they have their system. I'm talking about the fans who are going to be cheering them up. And what the majority of these NBA teams are doing is that when they are at home, they want to take full advantage of being at home, because you know that when you go away, the likely possibility, and most Celtics, and one thing that they have done is they have not been the exceptional team in the East, because based on the regular season, we saw the Cleveland Cavaliers who ended being top of the ball. One thing that is starting about this Boston Celtics team, they are the current champion, and they still have that mentality.
They want to defend.
This is the first time they actually have a full score. Talking like the likes of Porzingis, we have Jrue Holiday, talking about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the rest. Now they're having a full squad, and also they're required. This set of guys, anytime they are on their best, is very hard to take out them. And one thing about the Boston Celtics is that they have an advantage. Anytime they are shooting from the 3-point range, most teams, that's the only way you can. If you stop them from shooting from a 3-point range, I think you have stand an opportunity of getting at least a win against the Orlando Magic, and it's good to see lots of Pablo Pacheco for the Orlando Magic and also Frank Wagner who actually step up. And I'm seeing, I want to see a little bit of competition, but I know that Boston Celtics will actually scratch through. I'm seeing it ending in Game 5.
Okay, yeah, I mean it's a 5-game series for them. Well, what about the Los Angeles Lakers? The 4 shots earlier this morning, the Minnesota Timberwolves had one over them this time around. It was 116 to 104, and that is in Game 3. Lakers, even with the Doncic and what have you,
I
it's not Doncic
because the first game he actually stepped up, but yesterday he kind of had that stomach illness, and that kind of played a part in the way he played the game. He ended with 17 points. Also, the man who stepped up, who had the highest points in that particular game, is old, but what he's still doing, most of these young guys can't do. That I was talking about LeBron.
Yep.
He had 38 points, and he was able to step up into the occasion. But one thing about the Minnesota Timberwolves is that this team, they have a young set of group, and yesterday
and they're resilient.
Exactly, the coach said it. Chris Fridge, he said this is one of their best games that they have had this season. And he kind of showed yesterday because the likes of J.D. McDaniels, who had his career playoff yesterday, had 30 points. Talking about Anthony Davis, who had 39.8 rebound and also 8 assists. And the new guy who they said from there, talking about who they traded from the New York Knicks, talking about Julius Randle, also had 22 points. These guys kind of, one thing about NBA, or when it comes to basketball, if you have two, 3, 4 people who can give you double digits. And the double digits I'm talking about here is 20 upward, and definitely you have a chance of winning. And that's what helped them, the Timberwolves yesterday. And it's going to be an interesting encounter. I was disappointed when the Lakers lost their first game at home because they were seated higher than the Timberwolves.
Well, so we should be expecting some, match or trade display.
I'm seeing go to Game 7 because. But one thing.
Hey, guys, it's just 3 they've played already now. You're predicting 7 for them.
It's tight. I'm expecting Lakers to come all out in Game 4. That is to become 2-2.
So it's 2-2.
Yes,
then we'll go to 5. Then we have to make sure that it's.
This team, they showed something last season, and inexperience kind of played a part when they go to the semi-final seed, where they lost to, if I'm not mistaken, I think they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. This time around, they have kind of had an experience of going through the playoff. Now they are playing another year in the playoff, and hopefully, but at the end of the day, Lakers still has a starter back them. I think the last time they lost, where they are seated higher than their opponent in the first round, was since 1996, and that consistent. And I hope that as a LeBron fan, I hope Lakers go through.
Okay, hopefully Lakers go through. Well, we're not going to stop at that. Another game I like us to quickly delve into is one that has to do with the Bucks. Gary Trent and also Giannis Antetokounmpo definitely leading the team against Indiana Pacers early this morning as well. They are also tied at 2-1 in their own game too right now. 117 to 101 points was the difference. 2 players scoring 37 points to help their team come from behind. Because it all happened in the second quarter for Milwaukee.
For the Bucks, I've had a discussion with one of my guys. Said, despite them finishing the playoff position, qualifying automatic, he said he's quite disappointed at what they have done this season because he has high expectations.
Don't let Giannis hear you. Giannis tell you that, do you win?
Yes.
Do you pass every season? You win it?
But the kind of standard they have set for themselves, and coming into this game, last season, this tie was, I think it was in the first round where the Pacers also won that tie by 4-2. Yes, and this time around it's happening again. And the first 2 games was taken by the Indiana Pacers. And we saw in the first game where, talking about Tyrese Haliburton and also Dame Time, talking about Damian Lillard, both of them were kind of having a trash talk. At the end of the day, Damian Lillard, who has been out for a long period of time, is quite back, and he's a massive addition to Milwaukee Bucks. And hopefully this time becomes more competitive because after the first game, I kind of saw it's. My belief was that it's going to be a one-way traffic. But at the end of the day, for the Bucks who are playing their next game at home, they have an home advantage. Hopefully they are able to tie it and make this thing a kind of competition. For the Indiana Pacers, they don't have a star man. What they do is that they play as a team. Look at the likes of Pascal Siakam, talking about Tyrese Haliburton, you have to be topping. These guys all work hard in that to actually help a team go through. And hopefully for the Bucks, Giannis has been doing his best. And one of the reasons why he was included in the MVP or is part of the MVP, normally
For the most valuable player of the year.
That's talking for the regular season. He's part of it because of what he has done this season. And we saw yesterday he had 30 points again. And it's what you expect from a Giannis. But you need other people to step up. Let's check the Lopez, Damian Lillard, and the rest.
The Gary Trent.
They need to step up that game. And also Kai Kuzma, who in the first game, he played 32 minutes, he did not have 0 C. No rebound, no assist, no points. And he was a major target point in the first game. But now he's kind of finding his way back. Hopefully, the rest of the guys step up for Giannis.
Of course, the rest of the guys turn up for Giannis. Maybe Giannis might just be winning his second NBA championship with Milwaukee. Do you fancy Milwaukee winning the championship?
I don't see them going far. Like I said, I thought it was going to be a walkthrough because I still think the Pacers has the advantage of going through this one
over the Milwaukee.
Anything can happen in basketball.
Well, I mean, the West has always been springing up surprises right from time.
The West is always a competition, but for the East,
there's
a lot of competition.
Let my people go. I mean, they just brush themselves aside. Away from basketball talks right now, let's go straight into the world of tennis, where Emma Raducanu once again is out of the Madrid Open. A couple of days ago, she was talking about how she's enjoying life, not having a permanent coach. The person managing her now used to be the coach that was coaching Andy Murray at a point in time, but this man is doubling as a pundit, a tennis pundit, and also coaching Emma Raducanu on the side. And then she's like, okay, I wanted to make it permanent, but he said he has other engagement. If I thought Emma is, this thing is about to come out from my mouth. I was going to say, if I thought Emma was a good athlete, no coach would want to juggle coaching you with being a pundit.
For Emma Raducanu, I've never actually rated her.
But no. I did rate her. I mean, after the way she won the US Open in 2021, it was she was a qualifier.
You know one thing about the WTA? You can see an athlete who is not even top seeded. All of a sudden,
like the likes of Miran Andreeva,
since the time Serena Williams
and Venus.
There has never been inconsistency. It's just recently that we are seeing Ariana Sabalenka
and Iga Swiatek,
and also Iga Swiatek trying to dominate.
Yeah,
anybody can just pop up all of a sudden and win a Grand Slam, and that's what happened.
But it does happen in the ATP too. We've seen Carlos Alcaraz come out of nowhere and giving the big boys a run for their money. We've seen the likes of Yao Fonseca as well coming up too.
But you can see the consistency from the likes of Carlos Alcaraz.
No, I will play the devil's advocate. I will not allow you to run the GWT.
One thing about me is that anytime how will I put it? I'm using a word that they use for the people that you don't rate too much.
Okay.
There's a word I've used in football.
Okay.
That we use in football. What Emma Raducanu did in 2021 was just what Leicester did in 2015,
2016. Yeah.
When other people
one season wonder.
When their eyes are not open, you just see an opportunity. Take it. And that you have not see. I don't think I've forgotten the last time she even went far in a Grand Slam.
Yeah, I think the farthest she's gone is maybe the second round.
That's how bad it has been because she has gotten the spotlight when she won the US Open, and I kind of expected more from her. You know that she's from British, where you know all this.
The media,
when they have someone doing exceptionally well or just perform a certain magic, you hear all the whole hype that she's the next so. But at the end of the day, she hasn't done that. I hope Emma Raducanu, she's still young. Age is still on her side.
Yes.
She has a long way to go. If she can kind of find a recovery from all these bad patches she has had, she can be an exceptional talent. See, one thing about tennis is that you just need at least try to win a Grand Slam every year. Then you kind of put yourself in one of the greatest, not the GOAT level. At least you will be in the mix of when they are talking about tennis players who have won the Grand Slam in the past.
Well, for the record, this particular one yesterday marked her first win on the outdoor in clay in almost 3 years. So, I mean, in 3 years, Emma has not won any game on clay. I mean, not too good here. And then the French Open is just around the corner already. We'll take more stories on the show this afternoon. But before that, let's take this quick breather and we'll be back. We'll continue. Sports Up Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM.
For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Up on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393